Hello everybody. Want to do a quick video for you guys just to talk about form because we never had any extra time in class to talk about proper form so you don't hurt yourself and so you can maximize what your benefit is from class. Naturally, when you're in Zumba class, you are getting a huge benefit with a cardio workout, but we do have a lot of movements that we do that target different muscle groups. And anybody who says that that's not true has not been in class long enough, because you will find out I don't work out outside of class that much. I do a little bit of arm toning, trying to work on, this is 20 years of my arms getting bigger and bigger until I started actually engaging in fitness. So this is the last thing that blew up on me, so it's going to be the last thing to go away. So just remember that when you're looking at different areas of your body and trying to slim them down. First of all, form is important because you don't want to get hurt. The first thing you need to look at is your shoes, believe it or not. Make sure you have proper footwear. You want something that is not too much tread on the bottom. You don't want to wear a running shoe to Zumba. You need something that is going to slide easily on the floor so that you can turn. You don't want to slip all over the place, but you do want to be able to turn, pivot, slide. Sometimes we do little Tootsie Rolls, and those are good for the glutes, but not too good for the knees if you don't do it right. So you want to be able to move that foot pretty freely. If you can't, you want to lift at least some of the foot, the heel, so that you can get some of that traction off so that your knees are freely moving without putting any jarring impact on them with each movement. Same goes for your hips and your ankles. Those are all pretty delicate, and if you get a little wild and crazy, you're going to get hurt, and then you won't be able to work out, and that's a big problem. So when you are doing any of these leg movements, you want to be able to sure that your shoes are the proper, limited amount of traction so that you don't slip, but you can slide. There are these things called, I think they're called dance socks or sliders, that actually they're like little, they look like those little old sweatbands, but you pull them around your shoes and they give you that little bit of slide. They're perfect for if you go attend a Zumba class that is on carpet. I don't know why anybody would put carpet in a dance fitness room, but I see it all the time. There is one fitness center, a large one in town, that everything is carpet. And every time I go to an event there, I'm slapping myself and then going, why? And I'm like struggling not to hurt myself, and I'm an instructor. So yeah, be careful. When you come to my class, we're in the gym most of the year, except right after it's waxed, it's a little sticky, but most of the year that floor is fantastic to slide on. It's a nice smooth tile. Just don't slip on anything. If you're dripping sweat, you might want to wipe it up. That's why I say bring a towel. The other problem that sometimes people have is we get a little excited. We get a little overzealous, and you're flinging your arms. Don't fling your arms. Make sure your arms are strong. If you focus on keeping your movement strong, if we're doing punching, rolling, if we're doing a Beto shuffle, as long as those movements are strong and mindful and purposeful, and you're not letting anything have too much slack in it, like your shoulders. If you're punching and you're purposeful, but you're letting your arm fly out like it's a projectile, don't do that. You're going to pull something up here. You could even pull something in your neck, because it's all these tendons, all this stuff is all connected. You can really wreck yourself if you're overzealous. So be full of energy. Be purposeful, be strong, but don't get crazy, okay? I know I say we get crazy in class, but I mean it contained crazy. Does that make sense? Okay, now, form for maximizing the benefit, you're going to want to make sure, especially in the areas when we are working on the core and on glutes, those are areas where you could really work better If you have your feet too far apart on a squat, it's going to waste your effort. You're going to put all your effort in your legs and nothing on your butt, which is where squats are supposed to engage. So you want to make sure your feet are not too far past your shoulders. If they are past your, if you've got narrow shoulders, as long as your feet are even with your hips, even just slightly past, that's okay. Anything from there in is great. You're going to engage a different portion of that muscle depending on where your feet are. But once you get past your hip, you're losing the benefit for the butt anyway. So you want to keep those feet kind of directly straight down. You know, wider hipped folks like myself, your feet are going to be farther apart than folks who are really tiny. So it's going to look different on different people, but you're going to make a comparison on your own body. So either shoulder or hip width apart is perfect. When we do a squat, straight up and down, that's what it is. It's straight down. You're not sticking the butt out. You're not leaning forward into it. Your torso should remain stationary and just move up and down like I would say like a carousel horse, but those kind of rotate a little bit. You want to go straight up and straight down, and you want your knees should not pass the end of your toes. Now maybe you've got bigger feet than me, but just make sure you stay inside that toe line with your knees. Another thing is if you want to maximize the benefit for your calves, we don't need a whole lot of extra calf work in Zumba because we jump around a lot. We do a lot of bouncing. That all works the calves too. But if you need a little extra, if you really enjoy that, you can lift the heel a little bit on a regular squat on one side or the other, not both sides because you'll fall on your face. One or the other, you can switch back and forth. I have a few songs where I actually encourage that when there's a lot of straight up and down squats. When it comes to lunges, however, you're going to want to make sure that, I know you can't see the bottom half of me, I can't get that far away from the camera, but you want to make sure that your same thing, the knee does not go past the toe, and you're bending both knees. One knee is almost straight down from the body, a slight angle back from the body, and the knee is dropping down. Keep it nice and straight. If you don't, you could hurt yourself, or you could fall over and hurt yourself, or you're not getting the best benefit out of it. Ab work, core, I should say core because everybody wants to say abs. A lot of these, your lats, all this stuff is all part of the core, and you might not think of them the same way as abs, but when we do core work, you want to engage that core. And I'm going to talk to you just for a second about a particular song, Bad Blood. Fantastic song. It's hot. When we do our pull downs, we're engaging the core here, but we're turned a little bit. It gives a different direction to where that muscle is turning. As it's turning and pulling down, you get a different effect than you will on a straight one. But you do want to tuck in like that. Your butt's going to tuck forward, your shoulders are going to come forward, but it needs to be strong. You need to, I know everybody says engage the core, use the muscles. A lot of people don't know how to do that, so they're just kind of flopping. But if you need to kind of mentally put yourself in there and know that all the energy is coming from right in the middle. You pull it together, and you're letting it go, and you're pulling it together again. We go back and forth. We do 2 to each side. We do 2 sets of 2 in the front on that verse. And then we do our rocking. Your hips and everything straight down needs to be completely still. If you're moving your hips back and forth, you're not doing anything. You need the whole idea is to use the weight of your upper body to bring a little pinch here. It's pulling this, and it's extending that muscle and compressing it. And that's what works over here. When we do the part, Taylor comes in after the first part of that, the chorus, at the that little in between part. Taylor starts singing. Y'all see me put my hands out. We're rocking. I know it looks silly, but you're supposed to be trying to keep yourself steady while rocking the shoulders. That's engaging everything. It looks so small, but it's really, really big impact on the core as long as you're using your core to stabilize so you don't fall over. Get that little rock in. Trust me, it actually does something. Then when you're doing your kicks, balance is key. That lifting of the leg, we're not tucking the same way we do on a vertical crunch as we do during the verse. But action of lifting that leg, that's working this lower abdominal area. So you're lifting that. It also, as you do that extension of the leg on the kick, because you're doing the knee and then the extended leg, you've got to be able to feel that in your quads. The front part of your thigh, you're going to feel that burn there. Trust me. So you're getting a multiple workout on that portion. The other thing with form, when we don't do a whole lot of touching the floor, I usually save that as a stretch because that's all you really need for that. When you're reaching down to stretch through the floor, don't hunch your back. Make sure you're nice and a nice straight line. You can hunch your back coming back up because you need to roll it up. It helps to elongate the spine. Posture is very important. I know we do some reggaeton stuff and we get a little funky, when we're trying to be so cool and smooth, right? But it's got to be intentional. Every move you need to make in Zumba needs to be intentional and do it with power, and it needs to be a fluid movement. Your arms and legs are an extension of your body. It's all one body. Don't fling anything. Don't get all crazy, and you should be good. If you have any questions, please talk to me after class, especially if you have any confusion about a certain move that we do during a song, because I want you guys to be able to do it correctly. And y'all know I can't wear my glasses when I teach because distance and close up in one pair of glasses and moving your head around, I'll fall over. You don't want me to fall over in class, do you? So I can't always see what everybody's doing exactly. I can tell if you're in distress, and most of them I can tell if you're smiling, which most of you seem to be. And but I mean, you could be making all kind of faces at me, and I wouldn't know. But I don't always catch if somebody is having a problem with a particular move, or I'll forget who it was or what move it was. So don't be shy. Don't be afraid. There's been multiple times when I was a student that I had to go to a friend who was in class or to the teacher and say, can you show me this one more time because I'm not sure what you're doing. You won't insult me, trust me. So come see me if you have any problems. Good luck. Stay safe. Be careful with your body. Have a good week.